Hey scientists, grab those lab coats and goggles as today we're going to continue to explore the different physical properties of matter using measurements, tests, and observations. Before we get into it, let's look at our essential questions for matter. Now, let's talk about our essential question. Remember, essential questions in science and in different lessons can help us think about what we already know about a topic, and it helps us connect to new ideas that we're going to learn today to help us produce a new thought about the topic. Our essential questions will be focused on our different science topics. So look for keywords. In those keywords, the minute you see them and recognize them, I want you to think, what do I already know about this topic? Once you have that in your mind, you want to look at the question again to see what we're trying to answer today or what are we trying to answer about that topic. It's important to remember that an essential question is like a goal as well. By the end of our science lesson, you should confidently be able to answer the essential question. Let's go over our essential question for today. We've seen these essential questions for the last few days, and we will go over them today as we explore matter in a different activity. Let's review the essential questions. Listen to me as I read them. What is matter? What are some physical properties of matter that we can measure, test, and observe? We have been doing this for the last couple of days, and you guys have been getting some hands on experience to help you measure, test, and observe physical properties of matter and categorizing them. Today, you'll get a chance to explore that, and we'll use more real life examples too to help us make the connection from where do we see matter in our real life and why does it matter? Listen as I read the second essential question. How does matter behave when placed in water? What if it is stirred into water? How does matter react to a magnet? You guys got some hands on exploration with this yesterday. We even talked about the different items and if they're soluble together in the video. And then you guys were able to explore those and even a little bit more, exploring if the matter conducted electricity too. And our last one, listen as I read it. How is matter classified? How can we use physical properties to help us classify? All of these questions we have been exploring, and you should be able to start to form a different answer in your own words for some of these questions. Today, we'll do some more exploring and we'll work on a concept map. Before I let you guys explore the concept map, I'm going to walk you through how to fill it out around us, and sometimes they even make our life better. Before we get into looking at our concept map and what that activity entails today, let's first look at those different items of matter that surround us every day. Let's start with solids. Now, a solid is any type of matter that holds its same volume and shape no matter what. You can destroy a solid, but sometimes it's not soluble either, or it's changing its type of matter. Different kinds of matter that we use every day are things like our pencil. We need those in school, and they make life a lot easier for us when we need to write. We're not chiseling anything into stone. We also have matter in the as a solid in the terms of ice cubes. If you've ever put an ice cube in your drink before, that's matter helping you out. It's keeping you cool on those hot summer days. And the last one is a skateboard. A lot of our fun activities or things that we might participate in are all made up of matter. Skateboarding is something I like to do. I'm trying to teach my cat to do it. And the skateboard itself is a solid, it holds its same volume and shape no matter what. The next type of matter we're going to look at is liquids. Now, remember, liquids can change their size and shape, but they'll always hold the same volume. Different types of liquid that we probably use. One of my favorites are different things that we like to drink. The liquid that I like to drink the most is Gatorade. Pause the video and share what are your favorite liquids to drink. There's also types of food that are liquids as well. Soups are a great example. If you've ever felt sick before and had a soup, you're having a liquid. Liquids can also be a fun activity. If you've ever went swimming in the swimming pool before, you're swimming in a pool full of liquid. All the water in the swimming pool is considered a liquid. Now, there's one more type of matter that we're going to talk about it. Can anyone raise their hand and tell us what it is? That's right. The last type of matter we're going to talk about is gas. Remember, a gas takes up, it changes its shape and size, and it takes up whatever space it's in. When we're looking at examples of gas, we see a lot of examples in real life. If you've ever been in the car with your parents and looked out the window and seen this, it's even hard to see in this picture, but there's a car coming the other way. It's really hard to see it. That's because there is fog on the road. Fog is kind of like clouds that are low down on the road, and fog and clouds are both examples of gases. Now, there's gases outside of our house, like the air we breathe and things like that, but there's also gases inside of our house. If you've ever had someone iron your clothes with a steamer like this, when you squeeze the water, the steam comes out and it's very hot, one. And two, that steam or that smoke almost is a type of gas. You can also get gas from the air coming off of your fan. I know on summer days, I have that fan blowing a lot of air on me, so I'm pushing a lot of gas towards my face. Before I leave you guys today to get exploring on your own, I want to talk about our guided practice or our matter concept map. Grab your matter concept map as we fill out the first top boxes together, and then you guys will be able to explore and fill out the rest as a group, class, or individually. Okay, scientists, so we are going to fill out something called a concept map. A concept map is a type of graphic organizer that helps you organize your ideas into different categories. So this is going to help us keep our organization of our different observations and different objects lined up so we don't have a million different categories or a bunch of notes and we can't figure it. It's not easy enough for us to read. A concept map organizes our thoughts and makes it easier for us to read. For this activity today, you guys will be getting a handful of different cards. On these different cards are either an object, it's something we would observe, or a property that we can identify in a different object of matter. When you guys go through these cards today, you're going to identify them and place them in the different categories. You may rewrite them on the different categories, or you can glue them into the different spots. Let's do an example together. One of the cards I picked out was about Mary. I will read the card to you now. It says, after a long day of hiking outside, Mary likes to drink some refreshing iced lemonade. So in this, they're talking about Mary and specifically her drinking some iced lemonade. Now, I'm looking at the other cards that I have in front of me, and I'm going to make some connections. I see a picture of a lemon jar in one of the cards. I'll show you here. I see a picture of a lemon jar or a jug here, and it talks about lemon juice. And this is the one I picked about Mary. Since both of these talk about lemons or lemon juice, I know they're probably going to go together. Now I just have to decide what categories they're going to go in, and then I have to find the third one, what property it's mentioning. If one of the items has a picture, for example, the lemon juice one with the picture in the middle, that's a good way to know that that's probably what we're observing. The one in the middle, again, has the picture. So I'm just going to draw a little lemon picture glass now for us to remember. This is going to be our picture. Again, you can glue these later, or if you want to save paper, you can rewrite them too. You don't have to draw the picture, but for the first one, it's good for us to remember to look out for the picture. Our object, that's Mary going on her hike. So I'm going to write, after a long hike, Mary likes to drink some refreshing iced lemonade. Now that's our object or it goes in our first category. When we were looking at our cards before, one of them had a picture on it. If the one has a picture on it, it's what we're observing. So you guys can put those in the middle category to start, and then that'll help you organize your other cards into object or what property can be identified. For this, we drew our picture. Let's also write what we're observing. So the sugar that we're mixing from the lemonade is mixed into the water and lemon juice. So now we have two cards taken care of. We figured out this card and this card go together. So I'm going to check both of those off. Now we need one more card. We need to figure out what properties can we identify. When you guys get a chance to look at the cards, some of them will have pictures like we talked about, and some of them will also have identifying physical properties that we have talked about for matter. As you can see on the cards, some of them say physical state, insulator conductor, density, magnetism, and solubility or dissolving. These are all different properties of matter that we talked about. Those ones that have the parentheses on the bottom and then the property mentioned are going to be all in our final category. When we talked about the sugar being mixed into the water, we aren't talking about an insulator and conductor. We're not doing anything with electricity. We aren't talking about magnetism because we're not testing if anything is a magnet. We're not talking about its physical state, if it's a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So that leaves us down to two: density, sink or float, solubility, and dissolving. Well, let's read the density, sink or float and see if it has anything to do with lemonade. Because the fish food is less dense than the water around it, it will float. Fish food, we're not talking about fish food, we're talking about lemonade being made. Let's read our solubility or dissolving one to see if that one makes better sense as a match. The sugar dissolves in the water. This doesn't say anything about lemonade, but in our what we observed, we talked about sugar mixing into the water and lemon juice to make the lemonade. That means this one has to be a match. It talks about the sugar dissolving in the water, and that's exactly what we observed. So we're going to rewrite the sugar dissolves in the water. And it's important that you include what's in those parentheses underneath because that's the actual property that we're identifying. So we're identifying the solubility / dissolving capabilities of the object. You guys will get a chance to sort through all of these cards and organize them into objects, observations, and properties. Remember the things I said about keeping an eye out for the different categories. The pictures and the parentheses will help you identify what you observed and your properties, but you have to match them correctly. So take your time to read through each of them. If you have any questions, ask your teacher before you begin. Good luck, scientists. I'll see you guys soon.